Okay, guys, good evening. And today we are starting with our first subject, that is management theory and practices. And we'll be doing its first very chapter, that is evaluation of management. So this particular subject this particular chapter is having five major headings, and we'll be going one by one. So let's start it. The introduction part, it says management is was never in a new concept. It was existing right from the time of the human being that started living into a society. Management is all about coordinating the individual efforts as a group work and achieve the group goals. Management is an act of achieving results by coordinating individual efforts to attain the group goals. Now, definition of management, there are two basic definitions of management. One is given by F.W. Taylor. It says that management is an art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing that it is done with the best and the cheapest way. That was the easiest definition that was given by F.W. Taylor. The second definition, important definition, was given by Harold Kuntz and Cyril O'Donnell. And it says that management is a creation and maintenance of an internal environment in an enterprise where individual working in a group can perform efficiently and effectively towards the attainment of the group goals. Okay, so now from these two definitions, there are a few things, few points that we can understand. That is that these are the traditional definitions of management. Management is now expanding very rapidly. The company is becoming more autonomous, and over the year and year it's going. The presence is on a global level now, and the employees are from different countries and onto the global level. To manage this all, management is adopting new strategies and philosophies of the management. So 1.1 introduction have this important points, and that we are covering up. 1.2 is history of management. Now, when we say history of management, it says that management that we are seeing today can be tracked back to the history into the multiple formats. History have proven that there were many civilizations that have always used management principles, knowing or unknowingly, but the same purpose of management was being utilized. So all the principles of management were utilized by them. 5000 BC, agriculture revolution happened, and then 2900 BC, Egypt during the construction of pyramids, city of Mohenjo-daro in India, 336 BC, army of Alexander the Great, Roman Empire of the general management. So all this people used all this kind of events that have used the management principles knowingly, unknowingly. Management that we see today is in a version that created an industrial revolution in last 18th century. So to understand the history of management, we need two different aspects of to understand. First is industrial revolution, and second is forces behind the management thoughts. So 1.2.1 industrial revolution. Now let's say what's it. Management practices in organization created an industrial revolution. This was a transition from the manual production to the vast scale to new manufacturing process. Till now, only small scale industries were present. After industrial revolution gave the world large scale industries or large scale companies. Management during the industrial revolution. Labor, what was their understanding? Labor as a lethargic people will not work till someone supervises them. The second point of understanding was labor was considered to be only factor to bring down the cost. So every efforts were given to bring cost down of labor. Characteristics of industrial revolution. There are five major characteristics: specialization, standardization, synchronization, maximization, and centralization. Let's see each of them in bit detail. First is specialization, principle of division of labor. Second, important point in specialization, every individual is given a special job for them to specialize in that particular field. Second is standardization. During the industrial revolution, focus was to create same quality of product in huge quantity. Customer can get same product across the market. Third is synchronization, blending of all the different elements at one place. This was a very important for a line or assembly production where elements were raw material, labor, machines and equipments. Fourth is maximization of production. Focus was to increase the production to optimize the capital, time and labor. This led to merger and acquisition. Fifth point, centralization. During the industrial revolution, all the policy decisions were with the top management. All the power was with the top management. So five major areas of characteristics of industrial revolution: specialization, standardization, synchronization, maximization, centralization. Okay, that was 1.2.1. Let's go to 1.2.2. Forces behind management thoughts. There are three major forces behind management thoughts: political forces, social forces, economic forces. Management is not a new concept. It's as old as Sumerians or Babylonians or Romans and all these people. The concept of management came into existence during the Industrial Revolution only. There were three different kind of forces that backed the management. That is political force, economic force, and social force. Now, political force. What is it? It is played by a major role into the management style. Government policies, trading policies, political institutions. These three people play a major role, and that all affect on organizational design, structure of management, employee rights, right of customers, right of suppliers, right of laborers, creditors, and owners. The C point in this, these rights keep changing as per the change into the political force. So that's a political force. Social factor. This factor arises from the social norm of the society. There are values, beliefs, and cultures, etc. The social norm influences the social factor with a supplier, an organization, or creditor, or labor, or customer. So whatever the social norms are. Economic forces. These are the major impact on the organization: base market economy, private ownership, economic freedom, competitive markets, distribution of goods, and demand and supply of goods. So these are the forces behind the management thoughts: political, social, economic. Let's go to 1.3, approaches to management. Now, when we say approaches to management, there are basically two major approaches to management. Industrial Revolution laid down a foundation to different approaches of management, and each of them were trying to explain the concept of management in their own way. Two major approaches: classical approach and modern approach. So, approach of management is divided into classical approach and modern approach. Now, when we bifurcate this more onto detail, this is the chart that I have created for myself. Okay, so approaches to management: classical approach, modern approach. Now, let's read the classical approach. Classical approach is then divided into more three segments: scientific approach, administrative approach, and bureaucratic approach. Okay, management: scientific management, administrative management, bureaucratic management. Scientific management is then divided into time and motion study, differential price rate plan, supervision, scientific recruitment and training, friendly cooperation between management and workers. क्लासिकल अप्रोच का सेकंड पॉइंट आता है एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैनेजमेंट. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैनेजमेंट के अंदर 14 डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स हैं. दैट इज डिवीजन ऑफ वर्क, डिसिप्लिन, यूनिटी एंड डायरेक्शन, रेम्यूनरेशन, स्केलर चेन, इक्विटी, इनिशिएटिव, authority and responsibility, unity of command, subordination, individual interest and general interest, centralization, order, stability and tenure and spirit. तो ये बिल्कुल अपने को लर्न करना पड़ेगा, उसके अंदर और कोई डाउट नहीं. थर्ड पॉइंट, ब्यूरोक्रेटिक मैनेजमेंट, मैनेजमेंट बाय स्टैंडर्ड रूल्स, selection of personnel having technical skills, record administrative act and decision, division of labor, hierarchical organizational structure. So this is your classical approach. Let's go to modern approach. Modern approach is again divided into 6 areas: quantitative approach, operations management, system approach, operations research, MIS, and contingency approach. So this is how the complete tree chart is looking. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हमने उसको डाला. ये आपको PDF के अंदर भी मैं आपको फॉरवर्ड कर दूंगा. Now let's see and go in detail. Classical approach. Classical approach is divided into 3 areas: scientific, administrative, bureaucratic. It was developed in 1880 to 1920. It states the production can increase with the increase in efficiency of the organization. It studied under 3 heads: scientific management head, administrative management head, bureaucratic management head. Now classical approach, scientific management head is further divided into time and motion study, differential price rate plan, supervision, scientific recruitment and training, friendly cooperation between management and workers, administrative management, division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity and direction, subordination, individual interest, general interest, remuneration, centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability, and tenure of the personnel's spirit. Bureaucratic approach is again further divided into management by standard rules, division of labor, selection of the personnel having technical skills, hierarchical organization structure, record all administrative decisions. Now we are going to understand one by one each. Okay, so scientific management. अब scientific management classical approach का part है. Classical approach के अंदर scientific management में developed by the Frederick Wilson Taylor 1856 to 1915. He was an American engineer. Scientific management is also called as Taylorism. Scientific management, time and motion study. What's time and motion study? Developed to define the employee productivity standards, A complex job is divided into simple tasks, observation of how it is performed, elimination of waste movements, precise time to complete the job is determined, delivery schedules and incentive plans will get ready, appropriate for the repetitive job. Second is differential price rate plan. It states that the workers have a different capability and should be paid differently. Assumptions that the production work on the piece rate. Under the principle, time motion study takes two piece rates is decided that higher and lower rate. Standard time is decided. Workers who exceed the standard time will get higher pay. Workers who do not exceed the standard plan will get a lower pay. So that was differential price rate plan. Supervision. Taylor believes that all the work of the labor must be assigned and overlooked for the performance. Foreman is responsible to distribute the plan and overlook the performance of worker. Foreman distribute this work on the basis of the specialization concept. Scientific recruitment and training. Taylor emphasizes that all the workers should always be trained and developed to their skills so that they can effectively perform the goals as achieved. Friendly cooperation between management and worker. Taylor believed that the management and workers should have common goals, that is increase in production, and it is for important that works the coordination with each other in the harmony and peace. ठीक है, तो ये है हमारा साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट. अभी आता है एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैनेजमेंट जो कि काफ़ी लंबा है, 14 पॉइंट्स है. ओके, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मैनेजमेंट डेवलप्ड बाय हेनरी फॉयल 1841 to 1925. He was a French mining engineer. The approach applicable to the general management and upper management, basically. The 14 principles of management. Division of work. According to this principle, work should be divided in individual and group as per their skills. The way the effective will be increasing along with the speed. Authority and responsibility. Authority is right of an individual to take the decision and give order and instructions. The right is generated by the position, skill, knowledge, experience. Responsibility is accountability, action and decisions taken by the individual. Manager do have the authority to command the subordinates, but as well they also have a responsibility to work done and team management, get the work done and manage the team. Discipline refers to the obedience of the authority. Employees must be respect and obey the policies set by management. For proper discipline, we need good supervision in organization, clear understanding between management and employee, rational use of penalties should be applied. Unity of command. This refers to the right reporting channel. Employee working together should have a clear information of whom to report, minimize the confusion and productivity will increase. Unity of direction. It refers to one direction where the employees should work. If the employees are pulled in different directions, the productivity will decrease and the confusion will increase. Subordination, individual interest to general interest. Individual goals and organization goals should be same or matching. If both have opposite goals, there will be a conflict. Remuneration. Fair wage policy should be there. Wage should be decided on the basis of business environment, cost of living, capacity of organization, productivity of employee. Centralization. Under one command. Simple. Scalar chain. Hierarchy in organization from top management to lower management. Communication should pass through scalar chain. Cross communication should be there to minimize the delay in communication. Scalar chain is very important for the success in organization. Order. Everything must be in order for smooth flow of productivity. Principle of right thing at the right place with the right man. Equity, fair treatment for all. All are equal irrespective to their caste, color, creed, country, gender or list बढ़िया. Stability of tenure of personnel. Minimize the tenure of employee. High turnover will affect the loss of production. Improve it by the high morale and motivation. Initiative. Freedom of initiative. Free to adopt new practices to do work more effectively. Spirit. Team spirit should be there. Find new ways to increase group harmony and increase the team spirit. So these are the 14 points of management which is generally approachable or applicable to the general management or the upper management. So scientific classical approach का scientific हो गया, administrative हो गया. Now we are going for the third part and that is bureaucratic management. It was developed by Max Weber 1864 to 1920. He was a German sociologist. Most appropriate approach according to him. He says the management by standard rules. Organization must be governed by rules. Upper level management must follow these rules while controlling the lower level managers and workers. Division of work or division of labor, allotting different work to different employees. Distribution of work helps in the same time increases the productivity. Selection of personnel having technical skills. Employees having technical skills should be hired for the technical job effectively. Hierarchical organization structure. Hierarchical structure consisting of the top management and the lower management is very necessary for the smooth function of work. Record all administrative acts and decisions. Record all activities, policies, rules, decisions, structure should all be recorded. This all will be as a reference to look back in the case one needs to some problem arises. So that is your classical management का classical approach के 3 parts. Classical approach, scientific management, administrative management, bureaucratic management. Now we are going towards the modern approach. Okay. So modern approach of the management was given in 1950. It is an employee focused approach. It states that employees do not work only for the money, but they also need job satisfaction, affection and respect, support from the proper environment, etc. When they get all these things, they tend to increase their productivity. The modern approach is basically divided into quantitatively approach, system approach and contingency approach. Quantitative approach is further divided into operation research, operation management, MIS. MIS is management information system. Let's go. Quantitative approach. Focus on managerial decision making, known as the management science approach. Management science approach. Developed during the World War II to find the problems of the warfare. It can be further divided into first operation research, second operation management, and third operation management information system. So operation research. It helps in empowering manager with an decision making using the intensive calculations. It is also called sub-branch of mathematics. There are many calculations involved in it. Some commonly used operation research techniques are linear programming, queuing, waiting line, routine distribution model. Right? Second, operation management. It's an area of management which supervises and controls the activity of production management. Some different techniques of the management are used, such as inventory analysis, statistical quality control, and networking. Third, management information system. It's a computer-based management system which provides information for effective management. MIS processes and provides information needed to take the quality decision, provides quality information and minimum cost. So now that is quantitative approach. System approach. Okay, तो हमारे पास क्या थे यहाँ पे मॉडर्न वर्ड्स के अंदर क्वांटिटेटिव अप्रोच, सिस्टम अप्रोच, कंटिजेंसी अप्रोच. तो अभी आते हैं हम सिस्टम अप्रोच पे. So system approach was designed in 1960, focused to solve management problems. According to it, a system can be defined as a set of components which are interacting regularly and independent, thus making a single unit. A system comprises of units and subunits. That's system approach. It focuses on the following point. Each and every part of system to be thoroughly understood to analyze it. A system analysis always have boundaries to define its start and end. Every system is developed to achieve specific goal. No system can exist in isolation. That is system approach. Let's go to the contingency work, the third part of it. Also known as situational approach. Organization determines a problem by analysis of the condition and problem. There are no set of rules to follow while solving the problem of management. So managers have to analyze all the set of problems to find the solutions. This way, innovative format of the problem solving also comes up. So now that is your modern approach. Quantitatively approach, system approach, contingency approach. Let's go to the 1.4 point, and that is says major contributors of your management evaluation. So the major contributors are given here. So it is Charles Babbage, Frederick Taylor, Henry Grant, Henry Fayol, Robert Owen, Max Weber, and George E. Mayo. Now we have already studied about Frederick Taylor, Henry Fayol, Henry Grant, Max Weber. So let's see it again. Charles Babbage, 1792 to 1891. He was a mathematician, mechanical engineer, philosopher. He taught at Cambridge in 1828 and 1839. He is also called as father of computers. Human factors plays an important role. He stated employee and management should work together to benefit both. Concept of profit sharing and participative decision making. He introduced the use of science and maths in the field of manufacturing operations. Division of labor to assign work. Management decisions should be accurate based on the knowledge of the information. He also said that use of quantitative methods in industrial engineering techniques to improve the function. Let's come to Frederick Taylor, फादर ऑफ साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट. हमारा जो साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट का पार्ट था वो हमने अभी क्लासिकल अप्रोच का जो पहला है साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट, ये उसका वही है. एप्लीकेशन ऑफ द साइंटिफिक मेथड टू एनहांस द प्रोडक्टिविटी एंड सॉल्व द मैनेजमेंट प्रॉब्लम्स. ही ऑल्सो वर्क ऑन यूज ऑफ डिस्क्रिप्टिव कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग, concept of mutual understanding between workers and management, provision of bonus to workers for making suggestion to improve productivity. Henry Lawrence Grant, 1861 to 1919, management consultant. He worked along the Frederick Taylor. इनके साथ काम किया है. Frederick Taylor developed task and bonus plan. Bonus must be paid to managers who teach their employees to complete the task in given time. Developed concept on social responsibility. Best contribution were Gantt charts, visual diagrammatic tools used in creating the production schedules. Various forms of variations of Gantt charts are PERT, Program Evaluation Review Technique, and CPM, that is Critical Path Method. Henry Foyle. He was a French mining engineer and industrialist, father of modern management, quantitative, systematic, and contingency. Right? Complete work within specified period. Laid down the best practices for managers. Managers must complete work within specified period, organize both human and non-human resources, take commands while selecting and assessing workers, coordinate with all workers for sharing information and problems, ensure that all the activities are carried out as planned. Robert Owen, 1771 to 1858. He was a social reformer prominent in human resource management. Investing in human resource is better than investing in assets, he said. Developing environment where employees want to work and not forced to work. Healthy relationship between the manager and employee. Communicate organization objective and expectation to the employee and help them to achieve it. Helped in further development of organizational behavior. Let's come to Max Weber. We studied Max Weber in the bureaucratic management. यहाँ पे, ठीक है? So let's come to Max Weber. Famous for developing bureaucratic management theory, need for hierarchy business organization, need for well-defined authority, responsibility, roles in organization. He identified 3 types of organizations. Okay, traditional organization, managerial positions are passed as per the generations to generation, one generation to another generation. That's traditional organization. Charismatic organization, no managerial positions and all employees are loyal to the owner or a single manager. Bureaucratic organization, a proper hierarchy, managerial positions as per the capacity. He states that bureaucratic organization is the best for business management. The last one was George E. Mayo. It's been also known as Elton Mayo. It's 1880-1941 Australian psychologist, and he was very famous for the Hawthorne studies. Hawthorne studies हम आगे भी पढ़ने वाले हैं. Hawthorne studies experiment was Western electrical plant. Effect of physical environment to motivate and the employee and the productivity. Mayo concluded that employee productivity increases if the employee gets attention from the management. Job satisfaction, group norms, leadership qualities plays a significant role into the improvement in management. The 5th part, recent development in management, 1.5. So there are 4 major developments into the management. First is just-in-time and lean production. अभी यहाँ पे देखा जाए तो lean production is the head, just-in-time is under the lean production, but it's okay. 5S, Seri and all this, Six Sigma and Kaizen. So this is quality-based things that we are going to study here. So just-in-time and lean production. So lean manufacturing, पहले lean manufacturing के तरफ जाते हैं. Eliminating all activities that do not add up the value to the production. So that's simple. Eliminate all activities that do not add to the value of production is called lean manufacturing. Less is better, it says. It produces goods in demand and not as per the quantity. Now, just in time is a philosophy of continuous improvement. Unused or waste resources are identified and removed. First used by the American company Ford Motors in 1920. Japanese innovation as a famous with Toyota Motors. Just in time involves in different disciplines such as statistics, industrial engineering, production management, behavioral science. Just in time is considered to be the inventory management system. Okay, So let's see this particular table. It says just in time is a part of lean and focuses on elimination of waste of excess inventory. Now be very careful, it's worth talking about inventory just in time. Lean production is talking about lean is a macro concept and is complete system in itself. Lean can be used to create JIT process, यानी कि just in time process को create कर. Just in time focuses more on inventory management. Lean production focuses on manufacturing and operational management. Just in time is used to express process problem. Lean aims at eliminating problems. Just in time focuses on waste reduction. Lean focuses on waste reduction as well as value creation for the end user. So lean production is a major macro concept, and under that we have lean. Okay, 1.5.2 is 5S. Okay, so what are 5S? Seri, Siachon, Siso, Sestuku, Shistuku. I'm sorry, वो बहुत confusing वाले ये pronounce करना बहुत मुश्किल है. So we'll work with the English part, and that says sort, strengthen, shine, standardize, and sustain. Okay, so what is sort? Seri, sort. Organize work areas, organize tools, material, and material instructions which are necessary. Siachon, strengthen, organize all the material, tools, and instructions in such a format that it is accessible and does not delay or stop the manufacturing process. Third is Sisio or shine, that says keep all the material, equipment, tool, etc. proper, clean format, maintenance proper. Okay, and then standardization to standardize practices all around workstation. Standard rules, standard jobs, standard tools, and standard instructions should be given. This reduces confusion and saves time. It increases productivity, and everything is standard. Last one is sustain, continue the process of improvement. So this is what your 5S stands for. Seri, sort, Siachon, strengthen, Siso, shine, Sistusku, standardize, and Shitsugi is sustain. This is very hard for me. Okay, let's go. Six Sigma. Well, there is a very brief introduction of Six Sigma here. So Six Sigma was basically developed by Motorola in 1986. Concept of quality production to perfection. 3.53 defect per million is acceptable in Six Sigma, not above that. That means 99.99966% of good quality products needs to be produced. Okay, it focuses on eliminating the cause of defects. That is Six Sigma. Let's come to Kaizen. The Kaizen says that it's a Japanese term. Continuous improvement through small increments. Areas of application are production, management, engineering. Concepts, there is always area of improvement available. That's what their concept is. Introduced in Japan but now used worldwide. Used for the many purposes beside business and productivity. Improvement in small action leads to the major improvement. So Kaizen strategies, natural human beings that they will fully participate in Kaizen activity. It believes in a small action instead of major project scheduling. Features of Kaizen: increased labor responsibility and empowerment, quality circle philosophy, suggestion by seniors for the labor improvement, and high morale of people. So that is your Kaizen. Now let's come to this part. This part is a very interesting part of the entire notes, and this is head points. So what I have done is, after completing the entire chapter, I have just jotted down all the head points on one single page. ठीक है, मतलब लास्ट मोमेंट स्टडी के बाद में हम लोग ये हेड पॉइंट्स को एक बार गो थ्रू कर लेंगे, एंड दिस हेड पॉइंट्स आर मेजरली द हेड पार्ट्स ऑफ द एंटायर दिस चैप्टर. सो दिस इज मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी एंड प्रैक्टिस का फर्स्ट, मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी एंड प्रैक्टिस का first chapter, evaluation of management. So we have just completed the complete video note of this, possibly. So that's it for today. We'll be meeting shortly with the second chapter, that is nature of management. So these are the nature of management. The notes are almost ready, and we'll be meeting in the next video talking about this. So for this was the first video, very first chapter, very first subject.